Please welcome Mia.
Hi, I'm Mia. I'm a second-year senior in film, and for my Zenith, I decided to do a split-screen short film. So for step one, it's pre-production. So this basically was like all of my research on what split-screen short films are like, building my story, my characters, like the types of shots I wanted to do, casting, and all of that. And so in my research, I found that there were mainly two types of split screens. The one on the left is an invisible split, which creates the illusion of one single shot. So as you can see, like, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's a split screen. And then it's mostly used in dialogue scenes that like people want to combine the two scenes together. And then there's a visible split where it makes the audience aware of multiple viewpoints, and it creates a contrast with, sometimes there's like symmetry to it. And I knew that I wanted to do a visible split in mine. So here are some more like inspiration and stuff that I found as I was looking it up. I really like the one on the bottom left where it kind of like connected the two shots but also kept it very different, and like it contrasted them as well. But my biggest inspiration was actually a painting called Before the Date, which Mr. Taylor showed me. And the reason why it inspired me so much was mostly because of the characters that are shown in the painting and how like they're very, very different, and like although it's just one singular frame, one painting, it's like very obvious, like, and you can really tell like the characters and kind of their personalities and stuff. So I tried to recreate that as much as I could in my film. For preparation, I tried a bunch of different types of ways to like write down my shots, because it's very important to plan it out beforehand, because then otherwise, like me and Mr. Taylor were talking about this a lot, like what's the point of the split screen if the shots don't somehow like kind of have like a choreography to it almost. So I tried a bunch of different ways for my shot list, but always had it planned before going into shoot. And then I casted, which the two on the right are my actors, Lucy Patron and Jagger Heath. Before filming, I also tried to develop the characters as much as I possibly could, so that, you know, I'm not having any dialogue here, so I wanted to be able to portray them as best as I could visually. So step two was actually filming, and then during the filming, it was really important to stay, like really reference my shot list over and over, so that I was getting the shots that I needed, because it took a lot of planning, which just made it easier when I got to post-production, which is editing. I think the hardest part for me with editing was just actually making it a split screen. I had to like move every single shot, which, by the way, I filmed it as like a normal shot that filled the whole frame. And so that also was part of my filming. I needed to consider the fact that half of the screen would be cut off. So how was I gonna frame that? Like, how were I gonna put my actors and stuff like that? And so this is what my editing looked like, which is kind of a mess, I think. But the bottom row, right there, this is the boy part, and then this one is the girl part. So, yeah.
Love is in the air. Chocolate, roses, candlelit dinners. You didn't forget, did you?
So for my reflection, the main points that there was a lot of problem solving in this process. Like when I came to shoot with Lucy for her first time, I kind of got there and I was like ready with all my equipment, and then like I sat down. Lucy was like, "Okay, so like where do you want me?" And then I kind of like blanked, and I was like, "Wait, I don't know. I don't know what I want your side to do," which was like one of my biggest struggles, which kind of goes into the balance of the split screen. I found at the beginning the boy's character was very developed. You know, I think it came across he was this stressed, kind of quirky guy. But then I was thinking to myself, like, what should I put on the girl's side to make it meaningful and like not just split screen for no purpose, right? So that was a problem that I had, and I realized that I needed to plan it a lot better, which goes into the fact that it kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone. In film, I normally just go and on the spot, just whatever comes to me, I film. I'm not great with planning it or like the story writing of it all. I think that was my weakest spot, so this project definitely pushed me to be better at that and really pay closer attention to it. I really like how it turned out, and like I said before, the storytelling, it's not something I'm particularly good at or enjoy. Like during our narrative, I found it hard to like think of a story that was original, like not boring and stuff like that. So this is really fun for me. And then my last thing was, like, you know, this is Zenith project. It's really my last project here, and it was kind of cool to just like combine all the types of things that I've done in the past, and just I think it shows like everything that I've learned at freestyle and how important it's been to me overall.
I really like how I wasn't expecting the split screen to move. Like I kind of just thought it would just stay like left and right or like top and bottom, whatever. But I really liked the movement, and I thought it was really smooth. And also I like the like slight humor you added. Just at like little points. I definitely found it funny. Like it worked. So
Thank you. Yeah.
I just thought that was so cool, and you made it so funny with basically without saying like any words, and it was just so visually interesting, but also like so clear and like so easy to understand. You just did a fabulous job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I like how you implemented the story really quickly and in a really easy way to follow. I think you introduced the characters really well, and it kind of set up the entire thing.
Thank you.
Did you do any effects in like After Effects?
So I did actually. The heart on the calendar, that was After Effects, and then the smoke was After Effects, and then the typing at the end was also After Effects. And that's like, After Effects is always a struggle for me, so that's cool.
I think like at the end when like Lucy walked into the house and like the split screen just turned into one screen, I think that worked like super well. Like it like made me smile. It was so nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Your filming style is very funny, and you're very skilled at that. It's really cool. Like especially at the beginning, like even when they're just eating cereal, I'm like, that looks cool. It's funny.
Thank you. Yeah.
How were you able to envision like the final product while you were filming? Like I noticed there was like one part where the boy was above and the girl was below, and she like looked up at him almost. Was that planned, or how did you sort of consider all of those things?
So what I did was I knew the boy's story completely, so I filmed his part entirely, and then referenced it as I was filming the girl's part. So when I was talking to Mr. Taylor, we were like, it has to be intentional, so make them interact even though they're split or like something. So I would look at each shot and I'll be like, okay, what should she be doing here that matches her character but also could be fun with the other side? Yeah.
Music was perfect. I mean, you get the frantic jazz and then the cool, you know, it's like right on. Perfect choices. The whole thing was just amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
Thanks. Yeah.
What was the process of creating transitions between either shots or the way you framed it between horizontal and vertical?
Just like the switching part of it?
Yeah.
So, like a lot of the time I would see what I shot and I'd be like, oh, I want this part specifically to be in frame. For example, for a lot of like the close-up shots, it wouldn't really work if I had cut it vertically, so I had to cut it horizontally, so I switched it. But then it also, the purpose of that was to make it less static, so that it wasn't constantly like two sides and people would get like too distracted or focus on one side. I feel like the movement kind of made people reevaluate it and pay more attention.
What do you think like changed, like originally looking at split screen and then your final product, like how do you think it turned out differently, and like what do you think like changed your perspective about like split screen?
I think split screen's always been really cool. The reason why I wanted to do it was because I felt like it was taking some like a normal short film but then adding like a little something to it. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen 500 Days of Summer. There's obviously that very famous split screen scene, and I really love that. So I guess now looking, if I were to watch more movies with split screens, I'd pay more attention to like the way they interact or like the juxtaposition between the two shots and stuff like that.